Hi folks, my name is Adeyinka Grandson. I'm speaking to the Igbo nation in respect of the 2019 presidential election. This message is directed to the Igbo elders, including the traditional rulers, the spiritual leaders, the business leaders, and former political office holder, led by Ohaneze Indibo, President John Uwodo. This message also goes to the Igbo political elites, including all the Igbo governors, National Assembly members who are Igbos, federal ministers who are Igbos, state houses of assembly members in Yorubaland, all local government chairmen in Yorubaland, led by Senator Abaribe. This message also goes to all the Igbo youth, including all IPOB members, MASOP members, and all Igbo youth in the diaspora, led by their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. The Igbo have always been saying for years, for generations, that the Yoruba nation cannot be trusted. But every year, you move into Yoruba land unregulated in millions in the name of hustle. You come into Yoruba land with ordinary nylon bag and bedroom slippers to make it. Yet you said the Yoruba cannot be trusted. The Igbo say that the Yoruba cannot be trusted. Yet you have half of your population in Yoruba land. You have major markets and businesses all across Yoruba towns and cities. Ladipo Market, Alaba Market, Katangua Market, Computer Village. You control Iwo Road Market for building materials in Ibadan. Everywhere you are in Oshogbo, you are in Ogun State, you are in Ekiti, you are all across Yoruba land Igbo, but you continue to say that the Yoruba cannot be trusted. You say Yoruba cannot be trusted, but you take a fair share in our music and movie industry and every other aspect of entertainment industry across Yoruba land. Yet you said the Yoruba people cannot be trusted. You don't trust the Yoruba nation, but you enjoy every benefit living in Yoruba land. Your children are going to our schools. You attend our hospitals to take advantage of our qualitative health care. You use our road. We provide you housing and accommodation. We are conscious of one fundamental fact, that you are bringing crimes, you are bringing drugs into Yoruba nation. We have taken the statistics. All across the prison in Yoruba land, more than 85% of the people there are not Yoruba, the majority of whom are Igbo. We know you are involved in organized crime. We know you are involved in armed robbery. We know you are involved in child trafficking. We know you are involved in prostitution. We know you are involved in child trafficking. We know you are involved in vandalism. But we have looked the other way. Yet you said that the Yoruba nation cannot be trusted. You have half of your people have settled in every part of Yoruba land. Half of your population now live in Yoruba land. You said the Yoruba nation cannot be trusted, yet you control our pharmaceutical industry, selling adulterated drugs to destroy our people, yet you said we cannot be trusted. But we have not done anything about it. For more than 6 decades, there has never been any intimidation on you, Igbo. We have never harassed you. We have never intimidated you. We have never killed you for once. Yet you said the Yoruba cannot be trusted. But since 1945, Hausa Fulani have been killing you. Every year they kill you in the north. Whenever we have election, you will rather vote for the Hausa Fulani nation. This will come to our end in 2019. In 1960 to 1966, you supported Tafawa Balewa, a Fulani man. Between 1966 and 1975, there was a military rule. In 1975 to 1976, we had military rule as well. Between 1976 and 1979, there was another military rule. But there was an election in 1979 to elect a democratically elected president of Nigeria. Awolowo, a Yoruba citizen, contested along with Shagari and others. But you, Igbo, you voted for Shehu Shagari, a Fulani. He held power from 1979 up until 1983. From 1983 to 1985, there was another military rule. From 1985 to 1993, there was yet another military rule. But in 1993, there was a presidential election between MKO Abiola, a Yoruba man, and Bashir Tofa, a Fulani man. You, Igbo, you voted for Bashir Tofa in your region. But notwithstanding, Abiola won that election. It was again an Igbo man, Otto Nzeribe, who got a black market court judgment to annul that election. Again, between 1993 and 1999, we had military rule. There was election in 1999. The entire Yoruba nation voted for Chief Olufalaye. But you, Igbo, voted for Obasanjo, whom you all know to be against the Yoruba interest. But you, Igbo, you voted for him. Again, between 2003 to 2007, the Igbo nation, you voted for Obasanjo, who served your interest. In 2007 to 2011, we had the democracy under Yar'Adua and Jonathan. You voted for Yar'Adua and other Fulani. Between 2011 to 2015, we had democracy under Jonathan. You, Igbo, you voted for Jonathan and a just citizen because he was the sitting president. In 2015, you did not vote for Buhari. This will be the first time the Igbo nation, out of 10 federal elections, that you did not vote for Fulani. In the 10 federal elections we have had in Nigeria, the Igbo nation has always voted for Fulani. You have never voted for Yoruba. This must come to an end in 2019. Like I said in the beginning of this address, you said you don't trust Yoruba, but half of your population live in Yorubaland. You said you do not trust Yoruba, but you have your businesses all across Yorubaland. You said you do not trust Yoruba, but you are using our infrastructures like school, healthcare, road, housing, and others. You said you don't trust Yoruba. You have monopolized all our market across Yorubaland unmolested. We have never killed you like the Fulani have always been doing. But at every given election, you have always given your support to the Fulani. This is coming to an end. I'm saying and I'm challenging the Igbo nation. The Fulani, led by Buhari, went to Abia and murdered your young children who were supporters of Nnamdi Kanu High Court. Recently, the Igbo women who protested on the street of Onitsha to demand for the release of Nnamdi Kanu were arrested and put in prison. They were recently denied bail. These were done all under Fulani government on Nigeria. But the news we are hearing is that in 2019, you want to select another Fulani to be the PDP presidential candidate. So I am giving this address as a warning to the Igbo elders, to the Igbo political elites, and the Igbo youth. The Yoruba youth will not take this anymore. You cannot live in our homeland unmolested, unintimidated. You cannot live in our homeland controlling almost half of our music and movie industry. You cannot live in Yorubaland virtually controlling our pharmaceutical sectors, selling adulterated drug. You cannot live in our homeland with crimes and drugs that you are bringing down. But every given opportunity for you to vote for a Yoruba for the first time to be president of Nigeria, you will not. You will always vote for the Hausa Fulani. This is coming to an end. This is coming to an end. There is a news that you want to choose amongst Atiku Abubakar, a Fulani man, Bukola Saraki, a Fulani man, Sule Lamido, a Fulani man, Tambua, a Fulani man, Kwankwaso, a Fulani man, Bafarawa, a Fulani man, or any other Fulani as the PDP presidential candidate. To the Igbo elders, the Igbo political elite and the Igbo youth. Currently, you have the total control of PDP. Whoever you selected as the PDP presidential candidate will get that ticket. I am instructing you. This is a matter of life and death. A Yoruba must be produced as the PDP presidential candidate towards the 2019 election. If you do not, what happened to the Japanese in 1942 in the United States of America will happen to all Igbo across Yorubaland. This nonsense must end. The Yoruba nation must rule Nigeria for the first time. We have never done so because you Igbo have always been voting for Fulani. So I am challenging you and I'm giving you a clear directive with a clear warning. You must select among Akinwumi Adesina, the former Honorable Minister for Agriculture, who is currently the President of the African Development Bank. You must select him as a PDP presidential candidate. If you do not like him, you must select Peter Fayose, who has been there with you in thick and thin. When Fulani were killing you in Abia, Fayose was speaking for you. When your son Nnamdi Kanu was detained, Fayose was there in court fighting your cause. There was no Atiku, there was no Saraki, there was no Sule Lamido, there was no Tambua, there was no Bafarawa, there was no Kwankwaso, there was no single Fulani helping you out. If you do not like Adesina, you must make Fayose the PDP presidential candidate. If you do not like Fayose, then you have to choose Femi Fani-Kayode. Femi Fani-Kayode is married to your daughter. If you choose Femi Fani-Kayode, your daughter is likely going to be the first lady of Nigeria. So this is the clear warning to the Igbo elders, to the Igbo political elite, to the Igbo youth. If you fail again to support the Yoruba political interest, what the whites in America did to the Japanese in 1942, we are going to do everything to you Igbo across Yorubaland. You cannot live in our homeland, half of your population living in Yorubaland, but you will constantly continue to refuse to support our political interests. So this is how this game is going to pan out. You, particularly the Igbo youth, want a referendum on Biafra. No Fulani will give you that referendum on Biafra question. No Fulani, dead or alive, will restructure Nigeria. No Fulani will break up Nigeria because they make so much benefit from the unitary system. So it is only a Yoruba person that can give you a referendum on the Biafra question. So if you genuinely want referendum on Biafra question, you must select from Adesina or Fayose or Femi Fani-Kayode as the PDP presidential candidate. If your desire truly is to have restructuring or to have Biafra, only a Yoruba can get this done. Now, this is how we are going to defeat the Fulani in 2019 if truly you Igbo want Southern unity. If you select Akinwumi Adesina, the former Honorable Minister for Agriculture, the current President of African Development Bank, as your presidential candidate, he has the mental capacity to rule justly. If you select him, then the entire Yoruba nation will vote for him. The entire South nation will vote for him. The entire Middle Belt, who have been killed summarily by the Fulani herdsmen, they are desperate not to vote for Fulani again. The entire Middle Belt will vote for him. And you, Igbo, if you are sincere for the first time, you also will vote for him. So a Yoruba will win 4 of the 6 regions in Nigeria. Let me inform you that Hausa Fulani in the northwest and the Kanuri in the northeast, they have always been voting for Buhari since 2003. Buhari contested election in 2003 and he won all the majority vote in northwest and northeast. He recontested again in 2007. He won these 2 regions as well. He recontested again in 2011. He won these 2 regions. In 2015, he had the majority from these 2 regions. In 2019, if a Yoruba is the PDP presidential candidate and Buhari is the APC presidential candidate, the Northwest as well as the Northeast will vote for Buhari. He will only win 2 zones out of the 6 zone, and the majority vote will come from these 4 zones. So it is a challenge and warning at the same time to the Igbo nation. You cannot be living in Yorubaland, half of your population. We have never killed you. We have never assaulted you. We have never intimidated you. But every election, you don't vote for us. If you refuse to make a Yoruba the PDP presidential candidate, you have 2 options. You move all your businesses and people out of Yoruba towns and cities. Otherwise, we cannot guarantee the security of your lives and properties across Yoruba nation. The Yoruba youth will give you the same treatment the white in America gave to the Japanese in 1942. And let me be clear about this treatment. The white in America rounded up all Japanese in America in 1942, put them in concentration camp. Those who refused to go into concentration camp were exterminated. That is the same treatment we are going to give to the Igbo. We cannot have a nation in which the Yoruba are the majority in terms of the population of Nigeria at 25%. We cannot have a nation in which the Yoruba are the economic backbone of Nigeria, contributing 49% of the national income of Nigeria and 80% of the gross domestic product of Nigeria. Yet, minority Fulani, with only 9% of the total population of Nigeria, contributing 0% to the national income of Nigeria and 0% to the gross domestic product of Nigeria, ruling over the Yoruba nation. It will stop. This is not the case in America. It is not the case in Britain. It can no longer be the case in Nigeria. It is the Igbo since 1959 who have been voting and supporting the Fulani. You did so from 1959. You repeated that again in 1964. In 1979, again, you voted for Fulani. In 1983, again, you voted for Fulani. In 1993, again, you voted for Fulani. In 1999, you voted for Fulani candidate Obasanjo. In 2003, you voted for Obasanjo again. In 2007, you voted for a Fulani Yaradua. In 2011 and 2015, you voted for Jonathan because of one single factor. He was the sitting president then. If he wasn't the sitting president, you wouldn't have voted for him. Now, the challenge is final. The Yoruba must be president of Nigeria in 2019. The Yoruba, if a Yoruba had been president when Nnamdi Kanu was calling for referendum on the Biafra question, the Yoruba president wouldn't have used force to kill your youth. He would negotiate. He will sit on a round table for you and give you a referendum. You will decide your fate via votes. It is the same thing the Scottish did in 2014 in Britain. It is the same thing the entire Britain did over Brexit. This is simple. But Fulani will never give you a referendum. Fulani will continue to kill you. But if you continue to say you are going to continue to vote for Fulani, we will do the same thing the Japanese faced in America in 1942. You will get the same treatment. So I am warning all the Igbo elders, all the Igbo political elites, and all the Igbo youths. You have one choice. You support the Yoruba political interest towards the 2019 to be president of Nigeria for the first time, or you leave Yorubaland. If you fail to leave Yorubaland, we cannot guarantee the security of life and property of your people in Yorubaland. We will give you the same treatment Fulani has always been giving you since 1945. And we will give you the same treatment the Japanese received in the hand of white Americans in 1942. So going forward, let us all agree, if you truly want Southern unity, let us all agree that a Yoruba will be the PDP presidential candidate, the entire South, the entire Southwest, the entire Southeast, and the entire Middle Belt will vote for this candidate, and we can send out Fulani from further control of our life. If we send out Fulani, the Yoruba president will give you referendum on the Biafra question. You will decide your fate. The Yoruba president will restructure Nigeria back to the regional government that we negotiate with the British colonial government prior to 1960. This is the solution. It's a beautiful solution. But if you, Igbo, think our generation It's the same thing as our parent generation. You don't know what.